live in remote islands. Don't have no machinery, no axe. And so they use rocks tied around a tree, broke it up, and tied a rock around that stump as an axe, as a tool. That's the difference. You don't live like that. And this is what I'm explaining to people. We need to stop telling people that. You living off the grid. That is the difference. Let's get into the next video of black people living off the grid and showing you how you can live off the grid. Gotta put in that work. Hope you got your pencils and papers, because you need to download this information and stuff like that. Those who decide you want to live off the grid and things like that. All right. You know, I just don't like the fact that not we, but a lot of people, and I'm not naming no names. I'm not here for that. I'm here to explain better. There's a difference between living off the grid and you really come from a tribe. And you are on a remote island, and they live on the land and feed off the land and its resources. That's what I'm talking about. Don't act like that's what you're doing when that's not what you're doing. You are off the grid because, and I'll say it again throughout this series, you have a birth certificate, you have a social security card and driver's license and a passport. Trust me, you just can't go into these places, these countries without it. This is what they're not telling you. You think you can go to Costa Rica, you can go to Brazil and Jamaica and all these places without passports? How you think you got there? See, people, you're on YouTube, you ain't paying attention. They're not giving you the proper information. Some people are driving to a remote area where there's land and they all living there. But you got to go through obstacles. Like in the first video I showed you, when a young lady said that she had problems. She just wanted to express herself. But guess what? How you watching this? Because they got cell phones. They keeping some kind of communication going on. You're not living off the land per se. You're not no Aborigine. You're not an indigenous person. You're not. You don't live on a remote island. You live on an island that the government already owns. Let's be real clear about this. Let's get to the videotape. Black Off the Grid Life Mini Document. It's got to be explained. We need to start telling these lies.
But you take that, brother, you'll be surprised. That's a powerful herb. Very powerful. And we put it in our remedies. When people get sick and call us, we help heal them.
So where is that? And it's indigenous to what, like America?
North America.
All right.
Why don't you see it for yourself? Matter of fact, I got to pick some because a sister called me last night about some. That's what that is right there. And feel why they call it lamb's ear.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you look it up, and I want you to look it up for yourself. On lamb's ear, you can also make band-aids.
Okay.
So when a person is bleeding, you put it on like that, it sticks, and it help keloids.
All right.
So it's a natural keloid.
There's lambs there right there.
Oh, yeah. Look, yep. Lambs are growing everywhere. It's all over through here. You'd be surprised. All this, in the summertime, when it's like getting hot and warm, you start seeing lambs here. This whole area is full. That area down there get full. And this right here, I can dry it out. You can make it as a tea. Or you can put it in as a salad.
All right.
So, oh, yeah. But we got a lot of little thin woods that we clean out, we clear out. Do everything that we need to do.
So you just letting all the herbs just grow wild?
Yeah, I let the herbs grow wild.
That's where it's at.
Because that's the way they started.
Right.
So they've been on, like I said, they've been in my family for 150 years, so they've been growing like that. So I don't want to change that.
Most definitely.
But we want to keep them in a central area where we're doing what we're doing. Just like I was telling people about bamboo.
Uh-huh.
We're going to grow bamboo, but I'm going to pick a field behind, over in the back, to do bamboo. That right there is a stage when people come out. When we had different events down in here, this whole area be packed. And we had lights, everything hooked up, mics, everything down here. And we have performances, dances, camping. People come out and camp for 3 days, you know, because if you listen, what do you hear? Just that generator running. You don't have to worry about seeing no traffic, nobody down here bother you, because sound travels so far.
Right.
And by the time you get up there to the house good, if you playing, no matter how loud you have your music down here, you won't hear it. You won't hear it. So, in other words, an environment where you're at peace.
So where is that?
And like I said, I got a house that's gonna go in that area. As I'm clearing out, we're gonna clear out. In the wintertime, that's where the brother gonna have his. Then we're gonna clear out right here and start putting other houses back. And on the other side of the land, we're gonna put houses. Yeah. But I tell people, they don't believe it, we got.
I had to come and see.
You can get different designs.
Okay.
That's what they call the playhouse front end. You make the kitchen area and the rest of it, whatever you want to do with the house, bedroom, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we bring most of the track. That's 35 feet deep. And that's where we raise all our fish at. You got 6 types of fish in there. You know, a frog.
Oh, it's a frog.
Yeah, a frog.
I'm like, what's that?
That was a frog. You hear them all at nighttime. Oh, boy, it's wide open. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. These are hard to grow. I do pineapples. I do different citrus too. You got your pineapple plants, which grows pretty good.
Right. Got the grapes over here.
You got the grapes.
All right.
Like I said, you got my little friends. Yeah, I feed them watermelon and stuff. Okay.
Is that banana over there? That's
Yeah, that's banana tree.
Wow. Banana tree sprouting up.
Yeah, I got this one right here. What you see the leaves on, it's got so hot when I put water on it, it's burning. So I said, I ain't gonna do that no more. Matter of fact, right there. They go back. I got 6 of these.
All right.
Got this one right there. I got another one. They just got to get out tomorrow to the grass. Got another one right here. You got strawberry plants over there. You got strawberries. Get some water on late on the day because they.
The reason why I'm pausing is because I want you to pause. I want you to pause, and I want you to think. Think for a minute. I want you to think. The people who get on YouTube and sit there and say, go to the highest mountains to get that sun rays. Are you living off the grid, which I know you are? Or are you living on a remote island? Because understand, living off the grid All it means is that you're not participating in the system of things, and these are the pointers I'm going to give you. You're not buying no money. Not buying no money. You're not going to the store, buying no products. You're not going to no malls to buy any items in the mall. You're not using none of their products per se. Pay attention. Because he never said they're going to be chopping trees down. Those houses that was made, those was built. So it's like they know where to get the wood from. See, the wood has already been chopped down. They're not going into the woods and chopping down the trees. Understand this. He didn't say, he says, we building houses. He didn't say we're going to be chopping trees down and using the same logs to build the houses. He didn't say that. But you see clearly, this is what a lot of people are doing. But they're not telling you clearly they're living off the grid. So when you say you're not part of the system of things, you're not part of Babylon, to a degree, they're correct. But the other half of that degree, they're lying. Or they're wrong. Or it's the way they're saying it. You basically should say, in my opinion, you're living off the grid. Because somebody's land, because he said that land, that brother said that land has been in his family for 150 years. So he inherited that land. And we probably know it's bought and paid for. And this is where you get people will move on people's lands. Now, hear me out. You heard what he said. He says, we got a generator. Where did you get a generator from? Because a generator is built for people who live on land outside the state. And he says, we got a generator. We got wires connected to the generator so they can have lights at night. We got a stage because people put on shows. So where do you get all this equipment? Is that different from people who live in remote islands? Yeah, I'll say it again. That's what you're doing. You living off the grid. You've got to be honest with yourself. You living off the grid. That's all you doing. All you men and women, you're living off the grid. And it's a lot of black people living off the grid. They can sit there be on YouTube talking about, oh, you gotta be with the sun. The sun rays come down. You get the vitamin D and so on and so forth. That's a beautiful thing. But you're still living off the grid. Because you're not sitting on the ground. You got a table to sit at. You got beds that you're sleeping on. You're not sleeping on a mat on the ground. You sitting on a chair. You got video. Internet. Well, you know what? We got to find an internet service. These people still on computers. They just don't want to be part of the system. They don't want to have nothing to do with it. They don't want to eat the foods. You already clearly said that. Organic foods. Ain't no chemicals in these foods and so on and so forth. You heard him clearly state this. A lot of people live off the grid. And they have machinery. They know where to go to town to get the supplies they need. Understand that. You're not living on a remote island, so don't talk about you are not part of the Babylon, because you are. You just happen to keep yourself away from society. But you build your own society on these lands. That's all you're doing. You just want your own rules, so you don't have to go to no hospitals and stuff, and that's understandable. You heard what he said. He's got some of these roots. They're very powerful. There's people who master these plants to a degree. They use it if somebody gets sick. They use it, take these plants. They know how to cook them, use them for what they need for, to heal people. So people won't go to the doctors. Because these people live off the grid will have nothing to do with society. But they go to a town where someone is supplying all these products that the system makes. Let's use our common sense. Now let me show you an island where real people live off the ground, live off the resources on that island. Let's show the real way of how to live. Because see, that's called living off the grid. That is the proper way to say it, excuse me. The proper way to say it is living off the grid. Not talking about you in some up in the mountains and you living and you got the sun beaming on you and all these things and here's the watermelon. They're not telling you how they really doing it. Somebody got to show them to do that. They didn't know how to do these things. Let's keep it real. And them houses they living in, they going into these houses because people already built that. They let them have that. They're not building no house out of going inside the forest and chopping down so many trees, and then they got to shave the trees down smoothly and then chop them and put them in certain degrees and measurements. They ain't doing none of that. But let's get to the video. We're real indigenous people, real Aberoni people who use the land for real. Let's go there. All right, these are some videos that I'm showing you. I hope you can see it. These are videos right here, different videos where you cannot go to these islands. These people, one island where people haven't discovered fire yet. These people will not allow you to come on the island because they will try to kill you. I wanted to show you this. You understand? Don't get it twisted. It's a whole different world. I'm going to show you some of these videos right here to let you see it. This is real. There's nothing fake about this. All right? We're going to go into it right now. It's several of them. I'm going to show you the first one. Meet the forgotten tribe that has not yet discovered fire. According to their words. According to their words. I don't know for sure. You mean so?
Industrialization of our world in the past 100 years, there will be nowhere left to hide. Well, the Stone Age civilization of the Hey, 42 here. You would think that with the rapid industrialization of our world... Hey, 42 here. You would think that with the rapid industrialization of our world in the past 100 years, there will be nowhere left to hide. Well, the Stone Age civilization of the Sentinelese people have managed to say bugger off to cheeseburgers and smartphones and permanently isolate themselves from the rest of the world. The Sentinelese haven't had a single pork scratching of contact with other humans, and the few bumpings they have had have all ended up with the intruders becoming pork scratchings. There are estimated to be around 100 so-called uncontacted tribes left in the world. People who have had little to no outside contact. One such tribe lives on the remote North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, between India and Malaysia. There are estimated to be anywhere between 50 to 500 members of the tribe, and that incredibly varied number is just a sentiment to how little we've been able to find out about them. But what we do know about these genital-waggling tribespeople, after observing them from boats and helicopters, is that they are incomprehensibly primitive. They use Stone Age tools and live a hunter-gatherer lifestyle and have no understanding of agriculture. And amazingly, they haven't even discovered how to make fire. They simply wait for lightning to strike and then attempt to keep the embers burning for as long as possible. Seriously. I imagine it's really annoying when you plan to cook a Sunday roast, but you can't because there hasn't been any lightning that week. It's thought that the Sentinelese people are directly descended from the very first human populations to emerge from Africa, and to this day their methods of hunting and living have remained fairly unchanged for over 60,000 years. They have remained uncontacted for now, but not for our lack of trying. There have been numerous documented attempts to make contact with the tribe, and all of them have ended with either the visitors being shooed away with a hail of arrows, or they have been captured by the tribespeople and brutally murdered. 2 fishermen were illegally fishing in the waters surrounding North Sentinel Island. The men got so drunk that they were unable to sail back to the mainland and instead fell asleep aboard their boat, which during the night drifted onto the shore of North Sentinel Island. The tribe ran out of the jungle and attacked the 2 men with arrows and spears, leaving them for dead. A few days later, the Indian Coast Guard sent a helicopter to recover the men's bodies from the island, which were viewable from the air. But as the helicopter neared the island, it was met with a hail of arrows from the ground, so the helicopter ran away with its tail between its legs. They don't even contact other local tribes like most tribes do. Most tribes in the area share a similar language, but the Sentinelese have their very own, unique language that no one else can interpret. But you can't really blame them for their hostility towards outsiders. Their only previous contact with other humans ended up with 2 of their fellow tribespeople dying. During the British Empire, those well-dressed tea enthusiasts, oh wait, that's me, thought that the entire world was theirs for the taking, and they would go to extreme lengths to do so. The British had a system for entrapping isolated tribes and taking their land. First, they would kidnap a few tribe members and take them back to the British camp, where they would treat them like royalty and shower them with gifts, and then they would return them to their people, in the hope that they would tell the rest of the tribe and they would go, oh, okay, these British guys aren't too bad, enabling the British to sweep in and take their land without hostility. The plucky Brits were pros at this, and they succeeded time and time again, until they tried it with the Sentinelese people. The British sailed to North Sentinel Island, which is believed to be the first outsider contact with the island, and they kidnapped 2 elderly tribespeople and 4 young children. They took them back to the nearby British settlement at Port Blair and began their friendly indoctrination of the captured tribespeople. A few days later, the 2 elderly members got sick and died. So the British thought, we're probably not going to do too well at winning over the trust of the rest of the Sentinelese people after we just killed their granny and grandpops. So they let the children go and simply left the island alone. It wasn't understood why the 2 elderly tribespeople died at the time, but we now know from encounters with other tribes that the years of isolation has left their immune systems several thousand years behind the developed world. So diseases which modern medicine has long since conquered, such as influenza and smallpox, can easily devastate an entire uncontacted tribe after just a single encounter with an outsider. The Indian government has since realised that the Sentinelese are rather annoyed at our incessant attempts to be their friends, and have recently passed a law which banned all contact with the tribe, thinking that they are best left alone. A jail sentence awaits anyone who attempts to travel to the island now. The last we saw of the tribe was when the Indian Ocean tsunami hit the area in 2004, killing more than 230,000 people in 24 countries. The Indian Navy flew a helicopter over North Sentinel Island just to make sure that they had survived the deadly tsunami, fearing the entire tribe could have been killed. But as they neared the island, the helicopter was once again hit with arrows, indicating that the Sentinelese people were alive and well, and thankfully up to their same old violent tricks. Thanks for watching. Think back to the last time you had an apple.
Now that's the first video of that tribe. That tribe that you cannot, and they've tried, and you heard for yourself, to go on that island, steal people, you heard for yourself, and then send them back. But there was many complications. You're talking over 60,000 years according to their records. And you just can't come on that island. And you heard what he said, even if you're flying over there, they're going to continue shooting their arrows, so you cannot land. Now here's the thing. How the British seem to protect these islands, and they never so-called set foot on them. How they have the audacity to sit there talking about, oh well, you know, normally we would just take what we want. All right, but you seen the video. You seen, he said, primitive. It's not primitive. It's primitive because they can't use those tools. But the people who live on that island, they use their tools because they know what they're doing. No running waters and no pipelines. You heard clearly what he said. For them to start a fire, they gotta wait till the lightning comes, strike down on one of them trees, and then take that tree that's still firing and then try to save the smoke, the fires for as long as possible. So, are you living off the grid? Or are you living on one of those islands that's remoted? That's the difference. Tribes who really live that lifestyle. Not claiming some hocus pocus. Oh, I live in Costa Rica, or I live in Brazil, up in the mountains, and we're free. No, you ain't free. I'll say it again. You just one of those people who live off the grid. And that's the difference. But I'm going to see you in part 4, and it should be my last video, and show you more people live on the islands. Remote islands. Don't get it twisted. You're not free. You still are part of the Babylon system. You just don't participate. But you use the Babylon system products. You use the Babylon system's machinery. You use the things that Babylon people have created to use for farming.